An Illinois service program wants those who were arrested and convicted for cannabis to check their status. New Leaf, Illinois offers free legal services to help people clear and seal their old convictions. You will be asked to provide basic information like birth date, contact information, and the name of the county where the crime took place. If approved, a staff member will research court records to determine if you are eligible.
People may not know that they're eligible. We've had 5,000 people come through New Leaf to get help with their motions to vacate and expunge, and there's still potentially 80,000 people out there with records.